Got a
Yeah.
barking dog.
Hi, hello, namaskar. What's up, everybody? This is Shubham Thakur here, and welcome to the fresh episode of Shubham Thakur's Live. And today we have our guest, my friend Jake Pearson, who is a personal fitness trainer and the host of the podcast Redesign Your Body. Welcome, Jake. Welcome to the show.
Shabam, thank you for having me. This is an awesome experience to be a part of, especially when you're on the opposite side of the world. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm so glad that I have you on my show as I saw your podcast for a couple of times. I saw some of your podcasts and I really loved it. So those who want to watch his podcast, I will put the link in the description. So let's get started with the interview. Is that first question is that please give a brief introduction of yours and the journey of your life.
Absolutely. And just look, sorry for the background noise.
Nah, it's completely okay. It's
It's
completely okay.
happens, and we'll probably get a cat jumping on my desk in a second. But look, a brief story about me. Look, I've been someone that struggled with a lot of anxiety and adversity in my life, and I turned to health and well-being and fitness to improve my body and my health. And from starting off as improving my physical fitness, it turned to improving my mental health in the long run as well. And look, it's been a really big journey, but I absolutely love it. And fitness now for me is not just physical health,
Yeah,
or health in general is not just physical health. It's all mental health, mental well-being. How's my sleep? How's my gut? How happy am I? Am I confident? How's my self-esteem? There is so much to me than there was when I first started my fitness journey, and it's just going to keep evolving. So I'm looking forward to sharing as much as I can.
yeah. That was a very great story. And as you started your podcast, I think in 2019.
Yeah, it was podcast started. I started a radio show called
Okay.
Redesign Your Body as well,
Yeah.
and then I pre-recorded the episodes and dropped that in 2020 of January. But I started the
Yeah.
radio show in 2019. So pretty much you could say that I started in 2019.
Yeah. So, what's the motive behind it? Why
Well,
do you start it?
yeah, look, it's a good question. The motive was different back then. It was get my voice out there. I wanted to, become a public speaker, build my confidence,
Okay.
and just from there, it changed from that to, I guess, wanting to spread my message on how to live a sustainable, lifestyle, change your body, redesign your body. And the
Yeah.
show now is so much more than just redesign your body. It's redesign your lifestyle, and what's in your lifestyle. It's redesign your health, like your sleep, your fitness, your mental health, your self-esteem, your confidence, your nutrition, your habits, your behaviors, your understanding, your awareness, your emotional intelligence. There's so much to it, but I can't
Yeah.
change the name right now. But that's what redesign your body encompasses
Yeah.
now versus when I started. It was just about exercise and nutrition.
Yeah. But the name of your podcast is quite creative.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think the name I got the name from I follow wrestling, and I loved one of the wrestlers' phrases. It was redesign,
Yeah.
rebuild, and reclaim. And I just loved that word, redesign. And then I thought, transform, the words don't stick, but redesign really stuck with me. And
Okay.
just, yeah, something so simple as a hobby came into my professional aspect of the podcast. And so that's where the redesign your body comes from.
Yep. And as we all know that sometimes a person got so much busy about being helping and being caring about other people like your family, your friends, your peers, but there is a question is that how can we prioritize ourselves, because uh, the first priority of for me is my family, but not me. but we
Yeah.
need to prioritize us, myself, because if I'm not well, I'm not healthy, I'm not perfectly fine, then how I'm gonna take care of my family and all. So yeah, what's your point on this?
Absolutely. I just want to throw my cat out of the room because she is meowing like crazy and I don't want to
Yeah,
interview up.
yeah,
Literally 2 seconds.
yeah. Just
All right, I'm back.
yeah, that was fast.
Okay. Yes, I had to throw out of the room. So basically, it's really hard to prioritize yourself because you're always prioritizing other people in your life. You've always
Yeah,
got friends, family, loved ones, partners that take priority because we want to see them succeed, see them be happy. And it's really easy to let them people in to become that person in our lives. But at some point, you're going to have a moment where you realize your health and your well being may have slipped way past where you wanted it to be. And it'll come and it'll be really confronting. You could become really unwell. You could
yeah,
look in the mirror one day. You could do an activity that you thought you could do that you hadn't tried in a while and realize that you're not up to scratch with your body. So, when it comes to prioritizing yourself, there's usually a moment first when you realize, oh crap, things have changed. I need to prioritize my health. And then it comes to a point where you need to sit down and ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want to achieve?
yeah,
And then why you want to achieve that. So you're understanding your why, your strong emotional reason to change. And it has to be your reason to change. It can't be anyone else's. If it's someone else's reason to change, then are you really prioritizing yourself or is somebody else making you do it?
yeah,
Once you have a clear reason for you to want to change your lifestyle, your habits around anything in your life, your behaviors and how you act, then you can set a plan first. But to prioritize yourself and finish up on that question, you need to have a reason to change first, and it needs to be personal to you.
yeah, completely. So, as there are so many fitness YouTubers, fitness trainers, and it's there are so many people who follow the bro to bro, advice system. Like, no, bro, do this, you will achieve that. If you do this, you will achieve that. So, what do you think about that? And what's the easiest way to stay healthy, mentally as well as physically?
Yeah, look, just on the first one, you said, look, there's so many people out there trying to make their own living
Yeah,
by talking about what they know about. And a lot of people know about fitness and health and how they've changed their body. And I don't blame them.
yeah,
The things that they're putting out there and the information they're putting out there is based on what they know. It may not be
yeah,
the best information for a lot of people, but for some, it'll work. So for some people, that influencer on Instagram is going to help. But for maybe 80%, he's not going to help them long term. He's not going to
yeah,
teach them new things that are going to help them build a sustainable lifestyle. For somebody else on YouTube, they might create educational content or have a podcast that is all about teaching them about their habits, how to become aware of their behaviors, teaching them about their body, themselves, how to learn and build a lifestyle.
yeah,
They're gonna maybe get less people just because of the way the fitness industry is, but they're gonna help more lives long term. Now, to bring it all the way to that second part of the question was to how to stay healthy.
yeah,
Well, first and foremost, you've got to think about what you want. What's your
yeah,
goal? Once you've got your goal, be curious. Try lots of things. Don't just pick one thing to try and be dead set on it. Like you need to learn as much as you can. And that may contradict what I normally say is if you're going to stick on a diet, you need to stick with it and try to make it sustainable. Not everything is sustainable because everybody tries different things throughout their fitness journey or wellness journey to stay healthy. I think if you can look at everything in the wellness space, allow yourself to be curious, you don't
yeah,
have to commit to anything, but just learn how things work and what it does, and then make your own decisions on how to stay healthy. And it's different for everyone. Some people
yeah,
might exercise 7 days a week and it works for them. but for me, it might not work. For you, it might not work. What works for one person isn't going to necessarily work for the next 7 billion people that come after them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody has the basics, which they may exercise, they're going to sleep, they're going to eat. Okay, so they're the three basics, fitness, sleep, nutrition. They're the pillars of health. If you can keep it simple and focus on quality within those spaces, you will
yeah,
achieve what you want to achieve. And we can maybe dive deeper into all of those aspects later on, but that's just a quick summary of how to achieve your health and wellness goals. Focus on those three pillars of fitness, nutrition, and sleep.
yeah, completely. And and now it's very necessary because there are so many youngsters like us who are so lazy and they don't like to work out. They just want to stay at home playing play video games and watch Netflix and all.
Me,
So
all I want to do.
yeah, everyone does that, but as you know, I'm not the person who always into exercising. I see.
Yeah, look, I'm not someone who is always into exercising too. I find that my workouts in the morning, I hate them.
Yeah,
I can't bring myself to do them. But if I get an opportunity to work out in the evening, for some reason I am brimming with energy
yeah,
and I'm just ready to go. For example, I've been boxing for a while now, and the
okay,
morning workouts I hate. I feel like I want to quit halfway through. I'm done, really negative in my head, and my
yeah,
energy just isn't there. Then I go train in the evening, and it's just all systems go. Like I'm a different person. You've got to find what works for you. If you want to exercise, or not necessarily, nobody wants to exercise, but we
yeah,
exercise because of the benefits, right? That
yeah,
that's all it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. If you have a goal and you want to exercise to aid that goal, find
yeah,
something that's manageable for you. It doesn't have to be 6 days a week. You might only exercise for 2 half-hour sessions twice a week.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be much.
It's mostly our inner critic who stop us from doing this, right?
Mm, the negative self-talk that we have
Yeah,
very much limits our potential, but that's okay. You can have that inner monologue, but you need to be aware that it's damaging and self-sabotaging in the first
yeah,
place. If you don't think that you can actually change the way you talk to yourself internally, then
yeah,
it's going to be really hard for you to make any changes in life. And I think I really don't like to exercise, but I enjoy the benefits of feeling happier, healthier, more confident in my
yeah,
body and my physical health. That's why I do it.
yeah,
Sometimes you've got to have a crap job to get the job that you want in the future. It's the same thing. You've got to do the crappy exercises that you don't want to do, like leg day. For most people, they don't want to do leg day to get where you
yeah,
want to be in 5 years' time. If it's really that important to you, your health, then you'll find a way to start prioritizing it over time with a little bit of exercise, even if you're
yeah,
lazy and unmotivated. And I used to feel like I was lazy and unmotivated too. And one
yeah,
other thing too is, if you say you're lazy and unmotivated, you will act that way. Your physiology will represent that. Your posture and the way you act, think, and feel will take on and use that energy as your own. But if you say that you're trying to change your habits,
yeah,
trying to not be lazy, trying not to be unmotivated, for example, trying to be a more energetic person, you're going to start to act that way
yeah,
towards the energy that you're putting out there over time. It's just the cognitive behavior therapy. It's interesting.
yeah. Yes, absolutely. So I'm jumping on to the next question, and for that, I would like to mention the person who is the mediator to meet
Hmm.
us, like because of her we met. So I think she is watching this session. So if you're watching, hi Jeanine, how are you and how things are going? So one thing I always discuss with her is that uh, spirituality, right? And that is very necessary in our life. So what do you think that what's your point on like what's your stand on the spirituality? How do you think that how it is important for our life or our daily life? Yeah,
Yep. So I personally don't use spirituality as much as other people, but I don't necessarily say that it's right or wrong. I think it's
yeah,
up to the person and their
yeah,
beliefs and their values in life. If it works for you, if being spiritual really assists you on your health and wellness journey,
yeah,
go do it. Go
yeah,
all in. You've got to find what works for you. If you
yeah,
have if you're connected to that spiritual side of the world, and you're happy, you're healthy, you're confident, you're living life to the fullest, you are where you want to be, or you're on your way there through spiritual means in your life, all I can say is well done. You're ahead
yeah,
of the game. A lot of people aren't anywhere near being happy and healthy and confident in
right.
themselves in their life, and that's sad. So that's my stance on it. If it works for you, go and do it. Be
Yes,
spiritual. For me, sometimes I think I like to put, I don't know if this counts, but good energy into the world or out into the open, and I receive good energy back. Kind of karma, but not too much. I not too rely on it with my
yeah,
everyday decisions, but I do like to think that if I put good energy out there, I will receive good energy back.
yes, absolutely. So, like being in the pandemic, there are so many things, like majorly mental health issues happen to everyone, I guess.
Hmm.
There are so many people who got depressed and frustrated, and they had no clue what to do with life. And I can count in one of them, count myself in one of them. So, uh, like, how do you cope up with several things like overthinking,
Hmm.
anxiety, depression? Like, these are the very common topics, and people are always telling about this. But there's some like each person has a unique point of view, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody's perspective is different on this.
yeah. So, what's your point on this? Yeah,
Well, I'll run you back to earlier in the day. I wasn't having a great day. I was
yeah,
kind of feeling kind of flat and in my
yeah,
own head, pretty negatively, but not too bad. But it comes like once a week sometimes, and I
okay,
work through it, and it's fine. In the past, I might have really just stopped everything, really felt sorry for myself, beat myself up, and achieve nothing for the day. But
yeah,
now when it happens, I kind of take a step back and go, well, I've got to be kind to myself. I don't know what's triggered this emotion right now. Maybe
yeah,
I'll change my environment, and that will help me improve my mood. And so I went for a drive, windows down, listen to some music. Within 5 minutes, I felt like a different person. And I was talking to myself positively, saying, look, what you were doing wasn't helpful for you at all. The thoughts you were having were only making you change your mood, change my behavior, and then
yeah,
influence my emotions. I knew that I was in that cycle, but just changing my environment allowed me to actually think logically about that thought pattern and the cycle that I was on, and allowed me to catch myself and stop it. So it's different for everyone. Everyone's got
yeah,
different triggers. Everybody's dealing with different things. But I think the easiest thing for you to do is just change your environment slightly when you're having inner monologue and dialogue with yourself
yeah,
that you're not good enough, that you don't look great, you don't feel great, you're not confident, you're not happy, whatever it is that you're telling yourself. Go for a 5 minute walk. It's shown that if you walk in nature for up to 30 minutes, it can reduce your cortisol levels, which is stress, by up to 30%. But it also changing your environment, which will
yeah,
give you a fresh perspective, because it's like you're distancing yourself from the problem. It's like you're stepping out of your person and looking at it from a 3D perspective of what was going
yes,
on. So like as soon as I left my house, got in my car, and 5 minutes down the road, I felt different because the wind on my face, the music, I was driving my car, I was thinking about different things, I was listening to the music and the beat, and I changed my environment. So I think the one thing that you should definitely try, change your environment a little bit. Get out of your bedroom, go into the backyard, go into the lounge room, go for a 5 minute walk around the block, go talk to a friend.
yeah.
Change your environment a little bit, see what happens.
Yeah. So now the question which I'm gonna ask is the sum up of all these questions I have asked till the interview. So it's that how to become the better person, a better version of yourself.
Yeah. How to become a better version of yourself. Isn't that the magical question, don't you think?
Yeah, it is.
Because what defines a better version of ourselves? Nobody can tell us what a better version of ourselves really is. It's
Yep.
up to us to decide if we believe whatever we're going to do is going to make us a better version of ourselves. So for me, I would say a better version of myself would be someone who is even in better control of his thoughts, feelings, and emotions, to the point where when I get into a negative headspace, very quickly I'm able to shut that off and move on, or
Yes.
have less injuries in my body, or have written a book, or able to run 20Ks, whatever a better version of me is. Then it's up to me to define that. And then
Yeah.
it all comes back down to having your reason to change. What's your why? Sure,
Yeah.
you've got your better version of yourself. They're 5 years ahead of you right now. They're already
Yeah.
ahead of you. Time that's already happened, but we're living in the present right now, but also the
Yeah.
past. Like, so envision the best version of you, whoever it is, then
Yeah.
start doing what you think that person would be doing on a day-to-day basis. That's one thing that allows me to bring myself back down to now. My reality is, would
Yeah.
me in 5 years think this is a big problem? No. Okay, well, why not? Yeah. Oh, okay. And I rationalize it to myself. It's up to you. So figure out what you want in 5 years and start looking at their habits and behaviors and how they would want to feel about certain situations and what makes them happy, how they deal with things, and then
Yeah.
start trying to take on a few of those qualities for yourself. It's up to
Yeah.
you, really. Like, whether you want to exercise, whether you want to eat better food and build a better relationship with food, have better nutrition, whether you want to sleep more, whether you want to be a less grumpy partner. Define it for yourself first. What is the best version of you? What is a better version of
Yeah.
you? Understand that, and then you can start taking a few steps in that right direction. But you'll never get there if you don't have that vision in your head.
Yeah. Complete. So that was all about the fitness and our, mental health, physical health. Now let's jump into the industry, the fitness industry.
Mhm.
Like, what do you think that how the pandemic changed the fitness industry for forever?
The pandemic was weird. It still is weird. How are you guys going with the pandemic?
Actually, now as we have vaccines all over, so it's completely, it's like it's normal here. But still, there are so many cases raising daily, and from the month of March to I can say September, like from the month of March to June, we had a strict lockdown. Then things were going pretty smooth, and after September, we get over from the complete lockdown, and now we are living the normal life. Like we are living in the new normal. So yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of similar to us. March 22nd or 23rd, we went into a relatively hard lockdown.
same,
All of
same, same.
Yeah, and then it was up until June, and then we come out for 6 weeks, and it was good. And then the
Yeah,
numbers, there was a quarantine breach,
yeah,
and the numbers went do, 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 and then they were like, all right, we're going to shut this down. They did this thing called the Ring of Steel, where
yeah,
within Melbourne, if you lived in within Melbourne, you couldn't go more than 5 kilometers with your home permits and all that. It was really hard. They
yeah.
copped it hard. I was just on the outskirts of that. We had a bit more freedom, but that lasted from like July till uh, late October, and
Oh,
then November, December we were good, and then I think they made a few restrictions again, and then borders are shut and everything and reopened here and there in the states and territories, and then we actually had a 5-day lockdown because there was a couple cases popping up from
Yeah.
the UK. The UK virus came and hit us,
Yeah,
and
the
there was a
UK
couple.
strain.
Yeah, so we got the UK strain, but we only had like 20 cases, and we locked it down and we stopped it pretty quickly. We were so lucky. Otherwise, but would have affected the whole
Yeah.
every industry, but the fitness industry in particular. Like during that first lockdown, you could only train in parks in small
Yeah.
groups, and it was a lot of Zoom workouts and virtual workouts,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Absolutely.
you saw the industry become very innovative, and a lot of industries became very innovative, work from home and stuff. But the fitness industry was hard because a lot of people couldn't adopt or adapt
Uh,
to online models because they weren't tech
yeah.
savvy. They went to Zoom and they did virtual workouts, but that's not sustainable for a business
Yeah.
owner doing virtual workouts and you're doing it in your own living room. I personally hated doing Zoom workouts because I was jumping around on carpet in a hot room. But
Yeah.
what it's done for the fitness industry is it's allowed people to pivot their business online. So a lot
Yeah.
more fitness professionals should have access to more resources to help more people worldwide, which means fitness should be a little higher up on the forefront of people's minds now, more
Yeah.
accessible than ever, is what I would
Yeah.
say.
And especially there are so many people who are getting used to this to the new model, the online model, and people are liking it so much that I think in future it's gonna grow exponentially, like with
Oh,
the
it's
speed of 10x. Absolutely, like every industry is growing really fast. And as we talk about the tech industry, it's already boomed in the lockdown, in the pandemic, because everybody was studying through Zoom, Google Meet, and all. So these companies really made a bunch of billions or something.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have
So
loved to have invested in Zoom before it went up. Oh,
Yeah, we never heard of these apps, the Google Meet or Zoom or StreamYard or something. But this this particular pandemic made world flexible. Like people are now they can easily adapt anything if anything happen, if another pandemic comes in. And still we are getting news that every country is having their own particular strain, coronavirus strain.
absolutely.
But it's just because the coronavirus is mutating. And this mutation is good because when any organism mutate, it's likely to end very soon. So
Hmm.
it's kind of a good news for us. And hoping for the future of the fitness industry. So
Well,
what do you think about? Yeah.
one thing I'm really
Yeah.
grateful for is within the COVID-19
Yeah.
pandemic, everyone who has lived through it will become more resilient
Yeah.
people because they've lived through some pretty hard times and been able to sort of make it through the other end. And
Yeah.
there'll be a phrase saying, look, we lived through COVID-19. We can get through this. And I think you're going to see the next generation of people younger than us are going
Yeah.
to become more resilient people, hopefully just by living through this thing and learning to adapt. And it's going to be really good for the future because all these young people have studied at home and online. And so I reckon in 5, 10, 15 years, society is going to look very different again just from that, just
Yeah.
because of work from home and fitness being online and just
Yeah.
information being shared everywhere. And the way we consume things is going to be great. Yeah, the
So
fitness industry. Oh,
massive digitalization, right?
yeah. It look. There's already remote coaching going on. You've got your coaches like myself who coach people on their lifestyle rather than just doing workouts online, and will teach
Yeah.
them how give them feedback and help them like as if they were there. Then you've got your coaches that will do Zoom workouts and those virtual workouts. Then you've got people in the fitness industry who might do podcasts or have found YouTube as a way to increase their revenue and reach more
Yeah.
people. Like there's endless opportunities. Plus the innovation. People selling fitness gear would have made a killing because you couldn't buy it in the shops. It was flying off the shelves quicker than it was put on the shelf.
Yeah. Right, yeah, seriously. And people have really become so innovative that they create the solutions for coronavirus. Like seriously, before we made the vaccine, we created. There are so like almost around thousands of startups as started during the pandemic, and that's how we raise the economy again. And the plus point was that we raised it exponentially. Like the graph was going through V, so it was very good that everyone is adapting this thing, and now we are looking for a better future.
Oh, absolutely. I think we'll be way better
Yeah,
for this virus, but the results won't show until the next generation starts to take foot as adults in society.
yeah. So here we come to the end of the session. So guys, thank you for watching our episode. And this is Jake Pearson. I put the link in description of his podcast. Do listen to his podcast. That his content is so amazing. So thank you, Jake, for coming on my show. I'm so glad to have you on my show. Thank you.
Shubham, thank you so much for having me. This has been a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Then hopefully we'll collaborate in future very soon, but
Absolutely.
with a complete next level different thing. So thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.